Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to today's live mini masterclass on how to bring out your brand voice in your copy. I am going to be your host, Terry Schilling. I am the founder of the Copy Co-op, where we're going live in my Facebook group. Also, owner of Terry Schilling Creative, which is the YouTube channel. That's the name of my business, but the YouTube channel, Terry Schilling Creative. We're live on both platforms here. Really excited to talk with you guys today because I get a lot of questions, and I know we start by saying this a lot. Get a lot of questions, but it's true. I like to survey my audience, people in the group, people that follow me on LinkedIn and Twitter. A lot of times people struggle with finding their voice and bringing that out in a way that's genuine, in a way that's going to connect with their audience. So I want to share just a few quick exercises and some examples for you for some inspiration to see, it's really not that hard. Maybe I do have the ability and confidence to do this. I just didn't know if it would work. It felt a little squirmy, a little gross, a little off-putting sometimes. We're going to go through that exercise to help find these words that you use that you can really establish a strong brand voice and write it consistently. So that's the spiel there to start the video, but I want to go over some ground rules. If you're watching live in the group, say hi, hello. There's instructions for you to put your name. If you comment, if you want me to see your name, and then on YouTube, I'll see the comments as well. And to all the replay watchers, hello. I know not all of you can jump on live at 2 p.m. here, but really glad that you are going to stop by and watch today's video. So I have a presentation to go through with you guys today, so we'll get right into that. I'll keep my eye on the comments as well. Anybody who does want to say hi, but really happy that you guys are here. And at the end, if you guys have questions, please do not hesitate. I will be happy to answer those on brand voice. I'm going to look over to my screen here. Okay. So not trying, we're focused here, but going to go right here. I'm going to share my screen. Application window. Here we go. All right. Well, look at that. Multiverse right here. But let's go to the presentation here, guys. I just want to present this. So mini masterclass. Welcome, everybody. We'll go through this quick, but it will be very practical, very valuable, and actionable for you guys. So how to bring out your voice in your copy. So I talked about those common questions that I get. So I just want to go through some struggles. Let's see if this sounds like you as well. So I'm trying to find my voice for my copy so that I can connect, inspire, educate, and engage my audience. I need help trusting my own voice and judgment when writing sales copy. I completely relate to that. How to write using my authentic voice where my audience can feel my words, like that, how that's somebody described it, and learning more about how to find my voice while making it distinct and attractive to potential customers. So these are some answers that I get in my Facebook group. When people decide to opt in, I ask them what are their biggest struggles with copy. And these are some of the answers here when it comes to writing with my voice, finding my voice in my copy to attract potential customers where audience can feel my words. Really important here because sometimes we're like, will this be off-putting? Will this really work? And I think people just get caught trying to appease everyone instead of someone and the right one, right? So we'll go on that in a little bit. But what's the key to finding your voice and use it consistently in your copy? Your tone is not what you say, but how you say it. So your tone of voice, right, was what we're talking about here, of how we can find that. But it's not exactly what you're saying, it's how you're delivering that to your audience. So write about things that you like and enjoy to do. Like if you're posting content or if you are writing sales copy, you can bring in some of your personality by bringing in some of these things that you like and that you enjoy to do, like referencing pop culture references, whether that be like a phrase from a popular movie, quoting something from a popular movie or TV show. That's relatable and authentic to you and how you speak in conversation. You can do that in your copy, but you have to know kind of pick and choose your spots, which I'll get into. Have empathy for your audience. What I mean by that is understanding their problems, understand that they struggle improving their lives in certain areas, right? And that's why they come to you. That's why they're searching the internet and may have come across your website, your lead magnet, your Instagram profile, your Facebook profile, your tweets. But if you can understand their problem and you approach it with empathy, you do your research first and you can let them know it's like, hey, I understand you and I can offer you this. Here's how I can help, alleviate these problems. They're going to be more likely to trust you in the long run. The last thing is owning your brand voice. And what I mean is just like not being afraid to be bold and try new things with your copy, because it's like A/B testing. Some things you're going to test out Sometimes you're just going to say something where maybe it feels right in the moment and not a lot of people engaged with it, right? Maybe you ask for feedback and they're like, you were a little harsh there. Like, I understand that's what you're trying to be, but I think you just came off too strong. It's like, okay, peel back a little bit. At least I tried it and I know it doesn't work. That way, if I have this big high ticket offer and I went with that same type of voice and tone, that would have been bad, right? So be consistent with it. Keep trying new things and just own your voice when you find it. Like, this is me. This is what I like to talk about. This is how I talk, how I deliver the value, how I explain what I do. So let's find a consistent way to do that across your marketing copy. Next, I want to go over this exercise here. I'm going to go ahead and get to the chat here in a little bit. So if people are saying hello, I appreciate you guys being here, and I'll answer some questions at the end as you guys funnel them in if you have any. So this is one of my favorite exercises to do. So as you're looking at this screen here, let me just make sure here that people can see this. Yeah, we're good. People could still, awesome. Sorry, a little awkward pause there. All right, guys, inner circle copy exercise here. Going to blow this up real quick. My favorite exercise to do for my own copy and for my clients, I even go back to this often, but draw a circle, simple, right? And inside that circle, you're going to write the words and phrases you use all the time. So slang, talk about what you do. Any signature products or dialogue you use is totally fine. Talk about the results that you deliver with your product or service. Keep those in your inner circle copy. Now, outside of the circle too, I want you to write words where you roll your eyes at when you hear them, stuff that you don't like and that you don't use in your marketing. Okay? So think about that when we do this. And of course, I want to show you an example of what this looked like. So here I did some things that I like to say. So on the outside, we have things like boss life, and that's kind of a broad term, but there's a lot that has a lot of legs. Solutions, don't necessarily look at that. Work hard, be humble. Revolutionary, redefine, make copywriting easier. Copywriting is not easy, but you can make it simple if you learn formulas and you apply them consistently, right? There's a difference between easy and simple. I think a lot of people get thrown off with easy. I'm not saying never use easy. It's a good word. It's impactful, but sometimes simple is better. But here in my inner circle, treat yourself, cool as hell, help people sell more stuff. Simple way to explain really what I do. Write words to help people sell more stuff. People helping people is powerful stuff. So you see, I've used the word stuff there a little bit. Not going to lie, a little slang there instead of I'm not going to be dishonest. That's not how I talk. That's not how a lot of us talk. I vibe with that. The vibe, big word, do cool stuff that helps people. Cool. A little quote from Andy Samberg, aka Jake Peralta from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. If you guys watch that show, he says that a lot, and I often say that. But going through this, it kind of helped me discover really my copywriting philosophy and main tagline that I've used on my site and a lot of my marketing is great copy tells people how cool they can be, not how cool you are. So I'm delivering my value there of like what I do as a copywriter, what I believe. I want to write copy to tell people how cool they can be instead of how cool you are, because that's how people are going to buy into you and become fans of your work and your product and your service. And so that kind of helped me set the tone. That's why I got the Cool Copy newsletter. Now, I don't try not to go overboard, but even if it feels like it, I'm just going to stick with it. I'm owning that brand voice right now. That's how I talk to people. I go with a conversational tone when it comes to my own copy and marketing. And it seems to it finally feels good to have that. And I think a lot of people are relating to it, because I'm seeing a couple people leave some comments and it just seems like I'm having more engaged conversations with people. So that is the inner copy circle or inner circle. Have I been saying inner copy circle the whole time? I think so. Inner circle copy exercise. Maybe I'll just change it up if that's how I really say it, right? But it's simple, and you can come back to this, like I said, a handful of times. I highly recommend it as well. Another way to bring out your voice and something to think about here is because you need to think about really like your mission statement, like how you help people. Why are you doing what you do to help people? And when you're delivering value, it's a great spot to bring out your personality and your voice. So how do you bring out your voice? You can do this with the hook. Now, it's one of the best spots, as I say here, and it's a great way to stand out to potential prospective dream customers. This is the hook. So what we mean by the hook, well, first, people care about their self-interest. So when we talk about the hook, they're browsing the internet, they're scrolling through Instagram, Twitter, they'll stop on things that help them solve a problem or that they find entertaining, right? So we can If you're on a sales page, you can get them with the hook, like solve XYZ, without or like this blank. Give them the hook. Give them like talk about an objection. Give them something like, oh, I never thought about it that way. Let me go back. Let me keep reading. This sounds really interesting, because the hook is that value statement for the reader. So you can add a fun, memorable statement or even a metaphor to let them know how you can help and be relatable. And also it adds a lot of visualization too, which is always a smart thing to do with copywriting. If we can visualize human action or something fun, our brain is more likely to remember that. And of course, it's going to entice us to keep reading. So a hook example, right? I should have had the movie Hook with Robin Williams and Dustin Hoffman on here. I just keep thinking about that when I say it. But here's your example. Your entire grocery list delivered to your front door. Simple. Could be seen on a website for, what we call Instacart, right? Or Amazon Prime Shopping. But delivered to your front door is that hook, because it answers an objection of, I don't have enough time. I need to go grocery shopping, but I don't want to go. Don't have enough time. So here's a way that we can fix this. So we can add more voice. Think about how you help people. What are some of the things that I like to do or talk about? I think about, I like hanging out with my friends and family, my partner, right? We like watching movies. So here, get your entire grocery list delivered to your door faster than my husband falls asleep when we start a movie. Now, it may seem a little long, but you get the idea. I just want to show an example. Faster than my husband falls asleep when we start a movie. Faster than we fall asleep when my wife, when my partner, when we start a movie. So another way, if you are like a branding strategist, we design brand identities that make people stop, look, and be like, did we just become best friends? So we're talking about the hook. The hook is make people stop, look. So we're building brand identities. That's the dream. And the result is make people stop, look, and be like, did we just become best friends? And yes, that is a Step Brothers reference. And you can add in a lot of here, like a phrase that you like to say, like stop and be like, I think I love you, or just like, yes, please. Like, I think this guy is my soulmate, or like, oh my gosh, you're speaking to me. There's a lot of things that you can add here. Instead of being all business suit uptight about it, you can have some fun because you're delivering value. This is something that's going to make them memorable. You're showing how you can help, but you're also being relatable. Now, to wrap it up, and before I give you guys examples here, I just want to show you some examples of some other creators. Don't lose sight of how your product or service helps people. Again, this is super important. If you keep your mission, as I mentioned, as the foundation, while you add more personality into your copy, people will begin to like you, get to know you, and ultimately trust you. And when I say trust, it doesn't mean they have to buy right away. Like, you can build an email list. You can have a free lead magnet. You can build this community. You can get word of mouth. And when they're ready to buy, they will, or you'll be top of mind where they can refer you. Oh, anybody know a good copywriter? I'm trying to own my skills. Like, join Terry's Facebook Copy Co-op group, or check out Terry's Copy Corner podcast. He's got a lot of great tips. You do slowly become top of mind. I'm going to stop sharing here real quick. And I'm going to go to some examples here. We got a few people still watching. So great. Thank you guys for coming along. If you guys are watching, let me know any questions that you have. Some of the stuff that I just showed you, what do you think? Anything you want to elaborate on, anything that you found helpful as well. Really would appreciate that. But let's go back and show you guys some examples. We all love examples. It's kind of become like my thing here of giving you guys examples. So if we see this is my Cool Copy newsletter. I'm lounging. I'm not getting really relaxed, which is a good thing. This is my Cool Copy newsletter landing page. So here, I want people to sign up and let them know this is a copywriting newsletter to help you learn tips to improve your copywriting skills. But I go with something that's it's not a regular copywriting newsletter. It's a Cool Copy newsletter. So I'm a big fan of comedy. I like to have this conversational and like to make jokes. So I use kind of a phrase from the movie Mean Girls where Amy Poehler's character is like, I'm not a regular mom, I'm a cool mom. Always got people to laugh, and a very memorable quote. So I incorporated that into my messaging. And we're talking about delivering value too. And so there's a good chance, if you read this, there's a good chance after reading one of my emails, you'll write copy that gets your readers to look and feel as cool. There's one of those words I like to use, cool, obviously, as I do sitting in a Chicago park wearing sunglasses and a Michael Jordan Victory cigar shirt, which you can see right here. So want to improve your copywriting skills. Now, if I use slang, which sometimes I do, I could have easily said wanna, W-A-N-N-A, wanna improve your copywriting skills. Fill out quick form below and click the I'm not a robot. I know it looks ugly, but it's necessary. So this is another way that I like to use, another thing that I like to use when finding and bringing out my voice is putting in parentheses. So really putting out there any objections or reasons people may roll their eyes or be like, what if I don't want to? Like the I'm not a robot CAPTCHA, it's ugly. It's really out there and it just seems weird, but there's really not much I can do when I use Squarespace. It has me do that for emails. It's just a quick way to make sure that we get them to subscribe. And so I just call it out. I know it's ugly, but it's necessary. I like to use parentheses a lot to give that extra thought, to write out really what I'm thinking after I say something, just really to help make it relatable. It's something that I've found that's been, really fun and I feel like it gets people to laugh as well. So another example here is actually someone from the group. So if she ends up watching, Kristen McIntyre, hello, and I will shout you out on this too. I noticed her VIP day application. And what's interesting is that she uses a lot of personality. Like she's using her voice. It's not really uptight of just like, hey, fill out the questions. What's a good address for you, right? Another one is just like, if you had to explain what you do, how would you do that? So example, what's a good postal address for ya? Using a little slang here, in case I want to send you a little something. Using a lot of slang, but that could speak to her target audience. If this is the conversations that she'll have with people and customers, she wants to attract those people. So she'll want to work with people who end up filling this out. Instead of people, if somebody emails her and is like, I was interested in your VIP day, but I didn't really like your tone of voice. Like it just seemed off-putting to me. It's like, well, maybe I don't want to work with someone like that because there's plenty of people who will relate to this copy. And so here, got a website, not instead of do you have a website? If you had to explain what you do to my 5-year-old niece, Sophie, what would you say? So here she's using better visualization, having more fun with her voice. If you had to explain what you do in 10 words or less, but instead explain it as simple as you can, like you're explaining it to my 5-year-old niece. It's really funny, really relatable. So bravo to you, Kristen McIntyre. The next one, Dave Harland, a copywriter from across the pond, not going to do an accent there, known as the Word Man. Here, like look at this sentence. They'll be drawn to you, eyes rolled back in their heads like sharks in kill mode. So he is very humorous with this copy. He's very in your face in a good way, though. Really just likes to have fun and likes to embellish a little bit, embellish the benefits, which is fine. Because here, like unfathomably engaging copy for global businesses, print and digital copywriting in crystal clarity and with oodles of personality, right? So something different that he likes to use. So I really like that. Check out his site and get his newsletter. That's fantastic. Another one, Rachel K. Albers, who I've had on the Pursue with Passion Live series, fellow Chicagoan as well. But a lot of people love her content because she's different. She's like, calls herself like the one-woman SNL of like branding. But here, binge-worthy brands built here. You want businesses to scale, but your brand's dead weight. Cue the flashbacks to your outdated rebrand. Keeps her like on brand of like the colors. Headshots from a decade ago that don't do you justice. Dusty creative direction or none at all. Clunky backends that slow down your business ops. And an ancient way of showing up that's dragging down your authority. She likes to embellish a little bit too, but she likes to have fun. She's bold with her statements. It fits her brand colors. Your brand should do more for you, way more. Another good example from Rachel is really her Instagram. Because like if, let's say Rachel did this copy, the inner circle copy exercise, if she swears a lot, she can incorporate that a little bit into her copy. Like here, try crazy shit always. Let me be your permission slip. Choose yourself, invest in yourself. So it could have been like, I like to say, choose yourself, invest in yourself. So how else could I do that? How else could I say to do bold stuff? Try crazy shit. It's a little bit more relatable. Introduce me, pretty pleased with disruption on top. To rebels, with cool podcasts, blogs, shows, ideas. She owns her voice. She is the epitome of this. If you follow her content, it's really, really fantastic. Last example here, guys, is Justin Blackman of Pretty Fly Copywriting. Hi, I make your writing sound perfect. Voice guides and brand voice for industry experts and businesses, punch-ups, coaching, support for copywriters and nerds. But look at this button here. Poke this to get better writing. Instead of saying click here to learn more or get started here, poke this, a little bit more of a fun, playful voice. That's really Justin. He doesn't take things too seriously. but he owns that voice. And then throughout his copy, you need a little oomph, some chutzpah, a certain something to punch him right in the feels. Your website, your email, your voice, you got to make them fly. So when we go back to this, I'll end on this. If we talk about the voice and the tone of voice is not what you're saying, but how you're saying it. So he's delivering how he helps connect you with his audience by saying things like you might need a little oomph, some chutzpah, a certain something to punch him right in the feels. That's really great voice copywriting when it comes to you, because he's owning it and he's still delivering that value. He's still making people read. He's still showing people how he can help, but he's doing it in a voice that's really, really relatable, which I really appreciate. So I love sharing those examples for everybody here. But thank you guys so much. I'll leave a little bit of time here as I talk for any questions. I know I was getting some comments that they'll check the replay. So please enjoy this one. We're approaching a little over 20 minutes, 21 minutes. Really want to keep these normally around the 20, 25 minute mark. So thank you everyone for really watching today. I hope the exercises, the inner circle copy is helpful for you guys. That examples of really owning the hook, right? Of like talking about the value, give them something, memorable, that value statement where you can add in some personality. But I think that copy exercise is going to be important to find what words that you guys often like to use, and that you can find that your audience will find relatable. So everyone, I'm happy to bring back these mini masterclasses, both in the Copy Co-op and on my YouTube channel. I know it's been a minute, getting everything finally getting going for 2021. Really some exciting things coming up. So I really appreciate all the support, and that the group is growing. We've had a lot of new faces this week, which are really, it's really, really cool to see. So everyone, leave your comments for watching the replay. Any questions that you have, I'll be sure to keep an eye on them. Thank you so much for watching today. I'll see you all soon. Bye.